back to the show. We're doing a couple little projects here today on the show, finding out how they do that. We just did some stained glass, and now we're going to talk about some glass stamping. Now, Kevin Tappin's with us from Stained Glass Stuff. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you again for having me here.
And we were just looking at, these are the magnets that we were looking at before we went to break. And it's funny, I mean, I love them, they're beautiful, and I never would have thought to figure out how it's done, how it's made. It's not someone just painting all those little swirls.
No, this is sort of a way of cheating, essentially.
Yeah.
Normally you'd have to be a very skilled stained glass painter, a painter to begin with, use all your stained glass paints and paint on very carefully all this detail.
Yeah.
Or, as we're going to do, is just use this rubber stamp.
Okay, so show me how it's done.
So we've got some lead-free high fire enamel paint here, made a little postage size stamp.
Okay.
I'm going to pour on a little bit of the special glass stamping medium.
Okay.
Make a little pile around it. So if you can just mix all that up now, just sort of stir it together.
Kind of, okay. Oh, it's just powder. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a. There are lots of different kinds of this. This one we use especially because it is lead free. You don't want to have a lead-based paint. We're trying to avoid all that these days. We usually try and use it. I mixed some white up here because we've got some darker colored glass. If we had some darker glass, lighter colored glass, we've got some black paint there we could use instead.
Am I doing this right?
Yeah, just keep stirring it together. It's kind of like a cooking show.
It's a labor of love.
Yes.
And now what is the lavender oil for?
Well, aside from smelling good, we're just going to put a little drop of it on at the end. It just helps moisten it a little more and go onto the brayer, the little roller just underneath your arm there.
Okay. So I'm looking for this to be kind of like a paste?
Yeah, well,
okay.
Maybe just add a little more on there. That was a pretty big pile I made.
Oh, there we go. It's like honey.
Yeah, that's probably what they used back in Egyptian times for this process.
And you were mentioning for people who want to try their hand at something like this, try something new. You're actually offering this as like a half-day workshop coming up, right?
Yes. An American artist, Erica Beery, who specializes in this technique as well, is coming up and doing an afternoon class on Thursday, April 19th.
Okay.
A bit far off, but so it's a small class. There's only 8 people in the class. That's good. We'll just take a drop of lavender oil.
Do I mix that into?
Yeah.
Okay. Want it to smell good. Okay.
It's always nice when this stuff shows up in a shipment of supplies and it all smells good.
Yeah, no kidding. All of a sudden you're making perfumes. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so you can just take the roller there.
Okay.
And just start rolling it back and forth and try and pick up the enamel.
Okay.
And then if you can roll that.
Sticky sucker.
Yes, it is. We just want it to stick just to the high points in the stamp. Yeah, just roll it back and forth.
The whole thing?
Yep.
Okay.
It usually takes a while to get it all on there.
Okay. And so you said this is white, but you can get this in different colors?
Yeah, it will turn white.
Oh,
I think it's the glass stamp medium is a bit of a browny color, so that's.
And then what if you wanted it to be pink or purple or something
well,
like that?
then you just buy that color enamel.
Oh, okay, so it's all in the enamel.
Colors.
You don't add the color separately. Okay. Perfect.
We've pretty much just done black and white. A lot of the other colors tend to be rather expensive.
Yeah, I would imagine. So. Okay.
Okay.
Good enough?
Good, yep.
Okay.
So you can just very carefully pick it up and turn it over and just lie it down on this piece of glass here. Just lay it flat. Yep, just press gently.
Okay.
Good. And then just
is this my ta-da moment?
peel the top layer off.
Whoa.
There you go.
How cool is that? Look what I did.
So now we would take this and put this into the kiln and fire it. Because it's so thin, we can fire it quite quickly.
Yeah.
Get it back out. There's a few finished pieces over here, the little amber ones with the white one, that have been fired. So you can see it's it's on there permanently. You can't scratch it off.
And then how do you get it into like these shapes like this? I don't know if it worked.
We've cut them up and added clear glass on top and fired them again in the kiln. So it gives you a little thicker, gives it a nice rounded edges. So you can either have this as a tile. This one here we fused together and then put it on top of a clay mold and slumped it at a slightly lower temperature. The glass softened and dropped down and took the form of the clay mold underneath it.
Love it. Beautiful. So you can create works of art like that. Workshop coming up in April. It's called stainedglassstuff.com. You can get more information on the website. So coming up, we're going to do what?
It's a new process we have using digital photographs and combining it with glass and ceramic tile.
Very cool. Welcome. Stay with us. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are going to have the second segment with Sarah Freemark, who is learning to do indoor skydiving in Montreal. This is so cool. You're not going to want to miss this.